Alright, the topic is everything you need to know about luggage, or the luggage that you need when you travel with a motorcycle. Not the luggage that you need when you travel with your wife with a plane going to holiday. No, just the luggage that you need when you travel with a motorcycle. There is no one universal solution. I might use saddlebags or soft luggage, but it doesn't mean that this is the best option. This is the best option for me, but it could be different for everyone. It's not could be, it is actually different for everyone. There is no one universal solution. The luggage needs to be customized based on many different things. So as I said, for me this is one-way connection. People know my face, I don't know people's faces. It's a little bit strange and bizarre, but it is what it is, nothing I can do about it. For many years I always tried to be under the grass if possible. Not like a grass, under the grass. I didn't want to be visible. I didn't want to have anything. I made my social media, Facebook and Instagram and everything, I think it was like 4 years ago when I started working with this channel. I realized that I will need it. And I always wanted to be invisible. Now I am everywhere. As they say, you'll take a package from the supermarket, you'll open it and Pavlov will jump from inside. Whatever. But this is now the reality. I really don't mind, but it's just introvert, extrovert. Yeah, exactly like this. I changed my life and myself many times, so it's alright. I can handle this as well. Alright, it looks like no one will come, so gonna be just me and you, Forrest. And now as usual I'm gonna say some things, or I will covered all of the points that I have here on the left hand side, and after I finished, if you have any questions or if you want to add something, please do it. So as I already told you, many people will watch the stream after that and it will be beneficial for, as I said, many people. It might be just me and you now, but I'm sure that at least 2, 3, 500 people will watch this stream and they might learn something or they might change something in their luggage system. Alright, the topic is everything you need to know about luggage, or the luggage that you need when you travel with a motorcycle. Not the luggage that you need when you travel with your wife with a plane going to holiday. No, just the luggage that you need when you travel with a motorcycle. There is no one universal solution. I might use saddlebags or soft luggage, but it doesn't mean that this is the best option. This is the best option for me, but it could be different for everyone. It's not could be, it is actually different for everyone. There is no one universal solution. The luggage needs to be customized based on many different things. What motorcycle you have? Number one question. What kind of luggage you can have on your motorcycle? Because if you have very small, tiny 120cc motorcycle with not so strong subframe, it is obvious that you cannot have a hard panniers on it. You have to be light. On the other hand, if you have heavy big motorcycle like GS 1200, you can load a lot of luggage because it's designed for hard panniers and luggage. That's why the first question is supposed to be what kind of motorcycle you have, or the motorcycle that you plan to travel with. And after that, the second question is going to be what kind of trip you plan to make. So for example, if you plan to make trips or trip around Europe only, mostly on the highways or beautiful asphalt roads, that is mean that you can allow yourself to have a little bit more weight, even though I don't recommend this. You can have a little bit more weight, you can go for hard panniers, even top box, because it will be very convenient for you to have possibility to lock these cases, to put your helmet inside or your jacket when you walk around. So I will perfectly understand, or many more reasons. But when you ask yourself what kind of motorcycle and what trip you plan to make, you will work on the elimination process. You start with all luggage options and every questions will squeeze it a little bit. So squeeze it a little bit, and when you have all the answers, then the final it will be so obvious what exactly you need. So some people still wondering what kind of luggage I should take. And these are the questions: what motorcycle and what trip. And the next question is going to be how you're going to travel, alone or with a passenger. It is also important to know, are you going to travel alone or in a group? I will come to this in a second, but just first let's discuss alone or with a passenger. The reason I'm asking is because when you travel alone, on the seat behind you, you have a lot of space that you can use. You have saddlebags, duffel bag, backpack, whatever bag you have, you can tighten it on your rear seat. But when you have a passenger, this space is going to be already occupied, so you have to find a different solution. If you travel with your wife, for example, you might need to go for saddlebags or hard panniers because of the location of the luggage. You cannot have it behind you. Even my horseshoe saddlebag, it is possible to use it with a second person, but the second person needs to be slim and the bag supposed to be half empty. Otherwise, it's not going to be comfortable. That's why when you know are you going to travel alone or with a passenger, this will also squeeze the whole different possibilities even more. And in the last question, there will be many more questions, but I think that these four are more than enough. And the last question is going to be where the trip is going to be done, on or off-road. If it's only on the road, then you can make some compromises. As I said, you can make some compromises with the weight, even though I don't recommend it, but you can do it, you can afford it. But if you plan a lot of off-road kilometers, then the weight is already a problem and you definitely need to be as light as possible. So 4 simple questions: what motorcycle, what trip, are all alone or with a passenger, on or off-road. And when you have the answers, as I said, you're gonna clean or remove all pointless options and you'll be left with only one that is for you. It is that simple. And let's now discuss what are the different luggage options that you can finally come to. Number 1 will be hard panniers. Like any other options, they've got a lot of pros and cons. And some of the popular pros are that the hard panniers are easy to lock, they are stable, you can use them for many years, and you can have a lot of luggage inside and many more like that. And they are very convenient, comfortable to have it on the motorcycle. As I said, when you have the possibility to lock your helmet, your gear and all of the stuff, people just feel much better. Of course, the pros of the hard panniers are that first, they are very expensive to buy it, and they are very heavy to have it on your motorcycle. And believe it or not, they are not that you cannot get that much luggage on it unless they are very wide and big and heavy. But the normal hard panniers that you can find will be like something like 35 to maximum 45 liters. So with 2 hard panniers with 35 liters each, you're gonna have altogether 70 liters. And 70 liters for some people will be just nothing. My saddlebag is 50 liters, but that's me. For many people, 70 liters will be nothing. So they will have these hard panniers and they will realize that they will need even more luggage. So on the top of the hard panniers, they might have a top box, they might have a duffel bag or bags on the top. That's why it's not really an option to have hard panniers and they will solve all of your problems. They might, but also they might not. So as I said, they are very expensive and they don't get so much luggage in. And the last con, not the last, but one of the most popular cons is that they are heavy, because they are heavy. Not only the hard panniers itself, they will weigh minimum 5 kilograms each, which is mean that you already have 10 kilograms. But also you need some kind of luggage rack to hang them on the motorcycle. And this luggage rack will be another additional 5 to maybe 8, maybe more kilograms, depends on the model and the way they are attached to the motorcycle. So you will start with an additional minimum 15 to 17, 18 kilograms of weight before you even start put anything on your hard panniers. So in my situation, I have one saddlebag that weighs around probably no more than 3 kilograms because it's light, and the total luggage that I have inside include my tank bag altogether is 15 kilograms. So if you have a hard panniers, the difference will be that you will start with 1570 kilograms and then load it on your motorcycle. And you might not believe me now, or many people will say, no, it's not a problem, I have a heavy GS, I don't feel it at all. Everyone feel it because the weight is weight and the weight always matters. Maybe not today, maybe not on this trip, maybe not this year, but sooner or later you realize that weight really matters. The next option is going to be to have a saddlebag. Soft luggage saddlebag, this is a preferred option for many people, especially people who travel off the road and people who plan some kind of adventure trips. They always try to be as light as possible, which is very good. And saddlebags also got a lot of pros and cons. Let's start with the pros. They are lighter than hard panniers, but there is one big but, not that light, and it depends on the model. A few days ago, I discussed with a guy and we checked the weight of saddlebags. The weight of Moscow Moto saddlebags, for example, empty, include the rack because they have some kind of leather rack, not leather, textile rack with it. So Moscow Moto saddlebag, which is like 50 or 60 liters worth or 70 liters, I couldn't remember now. The box itself with this holder that they've got, or this foundation that they've got that needs to be attached to the motorcycle, weighs 8.5 kilograms. Two hard panniers will weigh 10 kilograms, just 1.5 kilogram. Okay, the hard panniers will have another additional luggage rack. This will cost or will be some kind of weight, but when you start to weigh everything at the end, hard panniers and saddlebag, the difference will be like something like 5 to 7 kilograms in favor of the saddlebag. So you really have to be careful with the saddlebags because you might have a lot of weight that you did not consider it when you buy it. Also, a good quality saddlebag, something like Moscow Moto or Enduristan, they will cost you a lot. They will cost you about the same money that you can pay for hard panniers. Hard panniers will last for many years because they'll be aluminum or some other durable stuff. Saddlebags will be textile, even though they might be from very good materials like very strong or thick vinyl or some kind of cordura or whatever materials. During the years they will wear. My saddlebags usually last like 2-3 years and start to have cracks here and there, even though they are very thick vinyl. Okay, I use it a lot, I never clean it properly, but even so, it's wearing faster than hard panniers. It is obvious and everyone knows that. Also, with the saddlebags, you won't have possibility to lock it, and this is a big minus for many people. I really don't mind because I don't have precious stuff in my luggage, but for many people this will be a big problem. That's why they prefer to go for hard panniers. And as you can see, hard panniers or saddlebags, they always got some pluses and some minuses, or pros and cons. So whatever whatever option you decided to go, there will be some pros and cons. Always, there is no universal solution, because if you have the possibility to lock it and they're safe and they're stable and they're difficult to break, does mean that they're heavy. If they have anything else on the other end, does mean that you can break it for a few 3 years. So let's go for another one option that also many use. This is a duffel bag. To have one big duffel bag on the passenger seat, for example, if you travel alone. And this might be an option also for many people, and I have seen many people travel it with a duffel bag. I also did it a few times with a duffel bag only, before I found this saddle bag that I use now. And the duffel bag could be a solution, very cheap solution by the way. You can find a good quality duffel bag for 20, 30, maximum 50 euros, waterproof. There are many brands make it. Different sizes, 20, 30, 50, 70 liters, whatever you need. And it's just one bag. And you can have it, everything inside, remove it or load it, and that's it. So, as I said, it looks like perfect solution for many people. But the big con on this saddlebag is that it needs to stay on the top of your motorcycle, which is mean it doesn't matter what kind of stuff you have, heavy or light, everything always stay on the most higher position on your motorcycle, on the seat. You will feel it like a passenger, honestly. In many situations, you will feel your saddlebag exactly like a passenger, especially if it's heavier than 20-25 kilograms. Then you will feel it all the time when you ride it, especially on some kind of bumps or some more difficult terrain. You will feel it so badly. And also, you wouldn't have any chance to split the luggage inside. So everything will go just like that. You load it like like a women handbag. Everything goes like that. And this is some kind of plus. Also, you will need straps to attach it to the motorcycle. And you might say, yeah, straps are not a problem. Yeah, it's not a problem, but sometimes straps tend to cut. So if you have only 2 straps with you and one of them cut in the middle of the trip, you have to find another solution. I know that you can buy good quality straps, you can tighten it. There are many different variations, but you still need to have it. And it's happened with me once. I've got 2 really nice quality strong straps, but I lost one of them. I don't know how. So I was left with only one. So I need to find a rope to tighten it and stuff like that. So these straps are also something that you have to have in consideration when you order your duffel bag. But the biggest con, as I said, on this duffel bag is the way that you're gonna feel on the seat, exactly like passenger. That's why I stopped traveling with duffel bag, and I'm not gonna do it unless it's necessary. I did it also a few times when I was traveling abroad with a plane and when the motorcycle was given to me. But then I was very light because I did not carry any tents with me. So the duffel bag actually was very light, and when I tied it on the motorcycle, it was more like a horseshoe than a real duffel bag. But if it's very heavy, 20, 25, 30 kilograms, man, it's disaster. So let's go to the next option, which will be horseshoe, like my saddlebag that I have. There are many companies that makes similar saddlebags, looks like horseshoe. In my opinion, this is the best saddlebag that you can have, because it is the only bag that you won't feel it unless it's very heavy. But if you keep it under 15 kilograms, as I used it, you won't feel it while you ride. Maybe in some very difficult and technical terrains when you need to lift the motorcycle here and there, you will feel it, but normally on the road, you will not even notice that it is there. That's why I love it so much, because I never think about it, I never worry about it. It's just there. Attach it to the motorcycle, and when I have the chance to sleep in places with parking or with garage, I do not even remove it from the motorcycle. It stays there. I just open it on the top, take out the clothes or the stuff that I need at the moment, and leave everything on the motorcycle all the time. And also it comes with its own straps. So the straps are attached to the bag. They are always there. I don't need to worry about it. I don't need to think about it, and I cannot lose it because they comes with the bag. That's why I said this is the best solution for me. One big con, 2 cons actually. They used to be cheap. They are not cheap anymore. The prices of these saddlebags now from the company that makes it, this 21 Brothers Polish company, it's over 350 euros. When I got it the first time, they were like 156 euros. They almost double the price for 5-6 years. I perfectly understand them. It's everything is expensive now. But if you compare to something like a Moscow Moto or even Endurostan, they will be still twice as cheaper than the rest. And another con is again that they are just one big pocket and you have everything inside. But the difference with a duffel bag is that at least it has this croissant or horseshoe shape. So you can have on the left side, let's say, your camping gear, on the right hand side your spare parts, and in the middle you can have your clothes. Exactly what I do. But we come to this a little bit later, how you're positioning your luggage. So in my opinion, this is the best solution. I said it already 3 times. One big con, not for me, but for many people, that the luggage or the weight or the capacity is limited. My saddlebag is 50 liters. It's more than enough for me. but 50 liters will be just nothing for many people, especially people who carry a lot of camping stuff. So this is a big plus. For me, it's a this is a big minus. For me, this is a big plus, because when something cannot go inside, I know that it shouldn't go inside, and that's it. End of the story. And there is another one solution, and this is backpack. I have seen people riding with big backpacks, very big like this. But I don't think that this is a solution for motorcycle traveling, because any backpack that is heavier than 3, 4, 5 kilograms, you're gonna feel it. On some stage it will be so tiresome for you to have this on your shoulders, and it will be a problem. It will restrict your movement, and I don't think that this is a solution. A few times I traveled with people with backpacks, and I said to them, man, how heavy it is? Oh, 7, 8 kilograms. I said, why you came with a backpack? And I said, oh, I feel good with it. And then after a few days, they finished with the backpack, tightened with straps on the rear seat. So this is the solution that they found, because on some stage they start to feel it. So backpack is not a solution, and even the biggest bags that you can find will be something like 50, 60 liters. But if you have 50 liters on your back while you ride, man, this is going to be not so easy. And I would like to say a few words about, I have seen many people have got these crash guard bags. So they have a big crash guards. On the crash guard they have a bags to carry extra luggage. I perfectly understand this if the crash guard bags are very small, slim, and therefore something like, let's say, tools or tubes or some light stuff like compressor or something that you need on the road. But to have extra luggage over there, it's not something that I will recommend, because once again, everything is weight. I'm sure that you can find a better place for these goods that you have inside. So I don't think it's a good solution. It might be for many people. For example, a few of my friends that got Tenere like mine, they have a upper crash guards, and on these crash guards they keep usually brake levers or tires or tubes, or compressor or stuff like that. So yeah, for this it's good, but you cannot have a lot of stuff inside unless they are very bulky, but then it's going to be a problem on the front wheel, heavy weight on the front wheel, which is not really good. And then a few words about tank bags. They also got pros and cons. I always use a tank bag, because in the tank bag I keep all of my valuable things, like my camera for still pictures. I have DSLR, which is big. Then I have at least 2 cameras that I use to film my trips. Then I have a lot of microphones, different chargers, different things and electronics that I need. I carry a spare telephone that I use for navigation, and few more small items that I need to film my trips, and all of this going into the tank bag. And there are many different types of tank bags, small, big, whatever size you like. I have seen very big like this, so you actually, people are riding the motorcycles like this and they watch on the top of the tank bag. Whatever solution works for you, just have it in mind, because the tank bag will actually remove some expensive stuff from your luggage, from your saddlebags or hard panniers. You can keep it over there, and tank bags are easy to remove every time when you jump from the motorcycle. Even on the petrol station, for example, if you are alone, this is exactly what I do. If I am alone, if there are no people around or no one to look after my stuff, and I'm worried about the place that I am, I will take my tank bag with me even to the toilet, because I know that all of my expensive stuff is inside, so I cannot afford someone to take it. But usually when you're just more careful where you can park for a while, where you can start, it's all right. You're not gonna have any problems. And different type of bags as well. Now at the moment I have this tank bag from Moscow Moto. You probably have seen it on my videos. And I really like this bag because it has so many different compartments. It has different pockets and zip pockets for so many different things inside. As I said, I carry 2 cameras, different batteries, different chargers, cables, microphones. I have a lot of stuff. I have 2, one self stick, I have another one small tripod, and all of this needs to go into the tank bag. But when the tank bag is just like one big open pocket like that, you have to put everything inside. Exactly what I said earlier, like a woman handbag. And I don't like this because my DSLR, if I put it like that, my DSLR will hitting or touching all the time other cameras and microphones, and all of this is not good for electronic. I want them to be separated somehow. That's why I like so much this bag from Moscow Moto, because it has so many different pockets and variations and zip lines and velcros and everything, so you can organize your stuff very, very well. The tank bag that I used before that was one big pocket, and it was always a problem how to separate everything. So actually I was using some kind of cloths or some kind of things or different bags to isolate everything inside, to prevent them to knock each other or cracking each other all the time, because when you ride for thousands of kilometers, all of this stuff will move like this. DSLR with cameras, with self sticks and batteries, and it's all go like that. So it's something to really have in mind when you decided to have your tank bag. And other day I was on one Bulgarian adventure meeting here in the middle of the country, and a friend of mine, it's a dealer or distributor of Endurostan bags for Bulgaria, and she gave me one bag, really nice model, which is even expandable. You can expand it like this, have a different size. And when I checked it over there, it was good enough. I put my DSLR inside and I said, okay, this might work. But then I realized that it hasn't got any compartments inside, so I cannot split the stuff. It was looking good on paper. The price was not that expensive like Moscow Moto, and it is waterproof, which is a big plus. Waterproof, just you need just to zip it, and it's waterproof already. But because I cannot split the stuff inside, it's only one big pocket, it's not going to work for me. And I said to her, I'm gonna inspect it closely when I get home. The model was Sandstorm S4. Endurostan Sandstorm S4. Very good model, very good option, with straps to tighten it for your frame. You leave it over there. But because of the space inside, it's not going to work for me. So this is something that you have to have in mind when you decided what kind of tank bag you need. And the last option that I don't want even to discuss, because it is on the topic luggage, I'm gonna say a few words about it. This is a top box. This is one of the most ridiculous solutions that you can have while you travel with a motorcycle, especially if you plan to go off the road. I know that many people love it, and it will be like a holy place. They don't want even to discuss the top box, because the top box should be there. They cannot travel without any top box. But it has so many cons and only one pro. The only pro for the top box is that it is convenient. And with this, everything else finished. You can break it, they are expensive, they are very heavy on the tail of your motorcycle, and especially when you go off-road, it's disaster. You can lose it somewhere, whatever. So it is like the weight. Sooner or later you realized how improper this luggage system is for you. It may take time, may take even years, but sooner or later you'll realize it. A friend of mine, also, he was always a fan of top boxes. He always said, yeah, for the city, yeah, for traveling not, but for the city I'm always good, I like to have it. But last year we went to a short ride here around the coastline, and we finished on one dirt road, was just bumpy road, and he broke his, not only the foundation of the top box, he also broke the frame of the motorcycle, the rear frame, the luggage rack that he has on the motorcycle, on the Tenere 700. So he need to leave the top box in the bush. On the next day he came with the car and pick it up. And he said, top box, never again. So even the hardcore fans learn their lessons hard way, one way or another, and he's not going to have top box anymore. So all convenience that the top box was giving to him flew away just like that from one accident. It could be worse. You could be in the middle of your trip, and this top box might be a big part of your luggage system, and to carry, let's say, 30% of your important luggage inside. If you lose it or if you break it, where are you gonna keep all of this luggage? So you'll be left with nothing, or if you have important stuff inside, as I said, my important stuff is in the tank bag. I can see it, I feel it all the time, it is in front of me. But the top box, you can lose it without even notice it. So if you have important stuff inside and you lose it because it flew away somewhere while you ride on a bumpy terrains, then you're gonna lose a lot of stuff. Anyway, let's now move to the second point of this live stream. It became too long, but there are so many topics that I would like to discuss. Thank you very much for your patience. Forrest, are you still there, or I'm talking alone on the camera? I hope that you're there, because the counter here is not so accurate. Sometimes it freezes, sometimes it shows, whatever. Okay, so the second part of the stream is things to carry in your luggage. This is maybe the part of the stream, still there. Okay, thank you very much. The things that you have to carry in your luggage. Maybe this is the point that most of the people will be interested. They already have a solution what kind of luggage system to have, but now what exactly to carry inside? And I split this luggage inside, I split it into 4 different categories. Camping gear, number 1, because you might not need it, you might eliminate it, but it is just part of the trips, part of the travelings, and you have to have it. So camping gear. Number 2 are clothes, I mean everything. Clothes, shoes, soaps, toothbrush, shaving cream, everything that you need when you don't ride. So riding gear, riding boots, helmet and jacket is one story, but I'm talking about the clothes, shoes and everything that you need when you don't ride. And number 3, these are spare parts, include tubes and everything that you need to run your motorcycle while you ride. And number 4, these are tools, include compressors or everything that you need to fix your motorcycle on the road. So 4 different categories: camping gear, clothes, spare parts and tools. And each one of these categories, once again, needs to be customized exactly for your needs. I, for example, prefer to travel light. My camping gear weighs altogether 4.5 kilograms. It is my mobile home. But in this mobile home, I don't have so many things because I always prefer to sleep in a bed, in a hotel, if I have this possibility. The camping gear I carry only as an emergency. If I cannot find any solution, if I cannot find hotel, hostel, guest house or place to sleep, then I will have my tent. Or if the hotels or guest houses are very expensive, then I will have a tent. So my tent is just for emergency situation. That's why I don't carry much stuff inside. It's the tent, it's the mattress, it's the sleeping bag and pillow. This is what I have inside. So tent, mattress, sleeping bag and pillow. Sorry, I said pillow. And the pillow. That's everything that I have inside. 4.5 kilograms. So this camping gear will give me the chance, even if I break down in the middle of the road, this will be an emergency situation, to open the tent and spend the night there. I can spend the night anywhere I like. Or if I'm riding on very good location, let's say in the middle of the forest or beautiful lake or sea with a fantastic view, and I decided, oh man, I would like to spend the night exactly here right now, I can open my tent and do it. But once again, this will be emergency situation for someone who love campings and prefer to sleep every night in the camp. It will be a different story. He will definitely need a lot more stuff. He will need maybe camping chair, he will need a lot of food, maybe coffee, maybe stove, and all of this will accumulate, and you can finish with something like 10 kilograms of camping gear. That's why I said it's need to be customized for everyone. So the purpose of some people is to travel, the reason for some people to travel with a motorcycle is to sleep in the tent. So if this is the idea of your trip, to spend every night on the tent, it is obvious that it will be completely different. But my idea of the trips is usually to see as much as possible of the country or the place that I travel, and that's why the camping gear for me is just not even a solution. I have it there in the case I need it, but if I cannot find a place to sleep, it will be always better. On the number 2, clothes, soaps, toothbrush, shaving cream and everything. I always carry as minimum as possible. In my situations, or regarding to the trips that I do, And the time that I spent on the motorcycle and walking around, I have only 3 t-shirts. These 3 t-shirts I use to ride the motorcycle and walk around, the same t-shirts. I have 3 sets of underwear, 3 pair of socks. I have just toothbrush and tooth cream. I don't shave myself when I'm on the trips. I have 1 soap, and more or less this is everything that I carry. I have very light shoes, not very flexible and light, that I need to walk around. I have 1 sweatshirt that I use to walk around when it's colder, or I use the same sweatshirt when I ride and when it's cold outside. So each one of my pieces that I have, my clothes, t-shirts, shoes, or not shoes, socks or underwear, all of this is with double purpose. First, to ride the motorcycle with it, and second, to walk around with it. So I have 2 sets of trousers with zip pants. I call them zip pants, so you can remove the bottom part and they'll be like shorts. So I have 2 sets of this. The reason I have 2 is because sometimes you can just split a coffee on the first set and you have to wash it. But if you wash it, you don't have any other options to have it. That's why I have 2 with me. And also because usually my trips are very long, on sooner or later on some stage you have to wash your trousers. That's why I have 2 sets of trousers. So 3 t-shirts, let's say from the beginning, 1 sweatshirt, 3 t-shirts, 2 sets of trousers, 1 set of shoes, 3 socks and 3 underwear, and toiletries that I already told. That's everything that I carry inside. I don't need much, but that's me. And I have seen so many people, and recently a German couple came here to Varna, and when I saw their luggage, I said, man, what you have done? He has 65 kilograms of luggage and she has another 37 kilograms of luggage. They have so much stuff. They've got actually everything that you can imagine, include laptops and a lot of different things. Also, I don't carry a laptop. These are additional 4 or 5 kilograms, just go away like that. So, number 1, camping gear. Number 2, clothes and everything. And number 3, spare parts, tubes, everything that you need. This, once again, it's need to be customized. For example, I need tubes. If your motorcycle is tubeless, you don't need tubes. Even though my advice will be to buy at least 1 tube in the case you need it. Socks can be used as a toilet paper. Oh, good luck with it. Good luck with it. I have another solution, but I'm gonna tell you when we see each other. Anyway, but yeah, double purpose. So if you don't have tubes, you can forget about tubes, but my advice is to have at least 1 tube, maybe the front one. In the case you bend the rim and you cannot fix it, you can still continue traveling by using the tube inside. But the spare parts and everything that you carry, again, need to be customized exactly for you. And don't take too much stuff. Take the stuff only that might fail on the road. And as I usually and always said, prepare the motorcycle before the trip, or everything you do before the trip will help you during the trip. If you make a good maintenance and good preparation in advance, you'll eliminate 90% of the possible problems that you might have on the road. Let me give you one more example again with this German couple that I met a few days ago here. They start with 2 motorcycles, GS 1150 and GS 650 from Germany. They came here to Varna, and during that time they shipped from Germany chain and sprockets for the GS 650. I received it on my address, and they told me, I told that we're gonna change it here in Varna, even though I told them if you need to change something in Varna, we have spare parts here, you don't need to carry anything. So when you come to Varna, we can change it here and you can continue. But even so, he shipped it to my address, so I received it, and when I received it, I said, where are we gonna change it? He said, no, we're not gonna change it. I'm gonna keep this chain and sprockets with me as a spare, because they planned a long trip, like 6 months trip. And I asked him, how old is the chain that you have at the moment? And he said, we don't know because we just bought the motorcycle, but it looks good. And this is what I'm talking about. If you don't know how many kilometers you have on your chain, or if you know that your chain is in the middle of its life, or maybe 1/3 of the life, my advice will be always the same. Change it before the trip. Change the chain and sprockets and you'll forget for at least 25, probably 30,000 kilometers. You don't need to worry about the chain at all. But the solution to carry a chain with you, another 8-9 kilograms, this bulky stuff all the time, was just ridiculous. So I convinced them to change at least the chain and sprockets here in Varna. And because they were German, the lady was German, the guy was from Brazil, but the lady was German, she said, no, I would like to maybe this the chain that I've got now will last another 5, 6, 7,000 kilometers. This is a German speaking in her, but forget about it. So when you make a good preparation in advance, most of the spare parts are going to be eliminated. So you can have as minimum as possible, just things that might fail on the road. And it is something so obvious, but I don't know, people never think about it. And now the last point was tools, compressors and stuff like that. Compressor is obvious, you should have it. If you have a motorcycle, it's good to have a compressor with you because you might need to inflate your tire. Deflate, inflate, anything might happen. And the tools, the solution that I've got with the tools is that I have as minimum as possible tools that I need on my motorcycle only, and tools that I know how to use on my motorcycle only. It is obvious that I cannot make overhaul on the motorcycle on the road. That's why I carry only the tools that will help me eventually to fix a small problems on the road. And that's why the set of tools that I've got, it's like that big and weighs no more than, I don't know, maybe 2 kilograms. And it stays always under the seat of my motorcycle. It is always on the motorcycle. So if I have a problem here when I'm riding around my home, I have tools with me. If I have a problem 20,000 kilometers away from home, I have the same set of tools. That's why it's so small, minimized, because these are the tools that I might need to fix something on the road. These are not the tools that I should have it just for emergency, or big set of tools that you never know will you need it or not. And this is basically everything about luggage types and things to carry with you. And now a few words about how to positionate the stuff that you have with you. And it's again very basic and very clear, but many people still cannot get it. The heavy stuff usually needs to go on the bottom. If you have heavy spare parts, something like brake pads or maybe chain or maybe other heavy stuff, just keep it on the bottom of your saddlebags or your hard panniers. The same with the tools. If you have heavy tools, keep it on the bottom. And what I do in my saddlebag, on the left side I have my tent, 4.5 kilograms. On the right hand side I have all spare parts and this stuff like that, another, let's say, 5 kilograms. So they have like a counterweight from both sides. And on the top I have all of my clothes, because usually the clothes are lighter. So you have to find a good position for everything that you have, and it needs to be tightened properly so it won't move and it won't make you a problem while you ride. It is so clear, but as I said, I don't know why some people never got it. Anyway, that was basically everything that I planned for us. If you have any ideas or if you want to add something, please do it. So, as I told you, many people will watch this stream, and I hope that they will find some useful information here. It is very easy to set your luggage. It is very easy to organize everything that you need. What I usually do before the trip, I spread all of the clothes or everything that I need just in front of me on the floor like this. So every day when I'm walking around, I'm saying, nah, this stuff I'm not gonna need it, but I will definitely need that one. When I have this visual connection with the stuff that I need to travel, it helps me a lot. But that's me. Some people are not like me. And for every one of my trips, I always have something that I never used before. So the next trip, I'm not gonna take it. This is how the system works with me. Anyway, Forrest, anything to add? Information? Questions maybe? Nothing to add. We pretty much covered everything. I already knew your opinion on the heavy luggage. Good, Forrest, good. That's why you're here. That's why you follow my channel, because you know my opinion, and I guess that you have a similar opinion on all the topics. All right, my friend, thank you very much for coming. What will be next week, I don't know, but we'll find an interesting topic. Ciao.